It's pitch black. I'm in the middle of the ocean with my teammates in a small rowing boat. All I hear is a roaring sound, big waves crashing. From the corner of my eye, I see a big white foam wall, 4 meters high, charging at us, thinking, holy gosh, are we going to get through this? My heart is racing. The wave engulfs us, tilting the boat on its side, and I'm thrown onto the railing line, which saves me from going overboard. The wave subsides. Fear transitions to faith. Well, at least for me. For my teammate, it was a different matter. I could see the fear in her eye, understanding that we all take fear differently. Well, it's moments like this that I wanted to experience, to know what it does to me, but also what it's like in a small claustrophobic cabin, having sores, seasickness, and being away from the family for so long. The only way was to confront it. We can push it away at arm's length and say that's not for me, and be the same old person that we've always been. Or we can decide to embrace it, learn and grow from it. And I'm glad I took that decision, because adventure is the biggest teacher and inspirator. When I told my friend I'll be rowing the Atlantic Ocean, he said, "Are you bonkers?" In fact, no Dutch women had done that before, proving you have to be a little bit crazy. After 18 months of preparation, even during times of COVID, which proved a challenge in itself, it was time to say goodbye to our loved ones. Me and my 3 teammates left the port of La Gomera in the Canary Islands in our pink rowing boat to row 3,000 miles across to Antigua in the Caribbean, rowing in pairs, 2 hours on, 2 hours off. And despite the training, mental and physical, there's no guarantee of what would happen. We were left to our own devices, left to the elements of the sea in our pink bubble, to embark on an amazing adventure. Well, you may be asking yourself what it's like on board, but just imagine being in a washing machine without the full tumble, but just going from side to side whilst doing a 2-hour full physical workout, having sores, having wind and water splashed at you. And then you'd have 2 hours rest, in which you still had to eat, do chores, and stumble to the other end of the boat to use the bucket as your lavatory. Yeah. We actually mastered the art to stay on the bucket without being knocked down by the waves. That would have been disastrous. And then we'd get back onto the oars again, repeating the rhythm. And only getting a few odd hours sleep at night. And that lack of sleep led to hallucinations. We'd see cows grazing on the side and traffic lights in the middle of the ocean. I mean, how weird. And weight was shedding off my body. But the body balanced itself out and got into a flow. It was amazing. And we'd continue to row and row. And at times it got monotonous, and we were actually treated to the nuggets of nature. We saw 360-degree rainbows. We got visits from birds. We'd see whales and dolphins. And what was really special is that you could hear something in the distance, as if the dolphins were communicating with each other before they'd even appear. It gave me goosebumps. And at night time, we would be treated to the mesmerizing stars and the luminous algae. It was like glitter. And BBC Planet Earth was absolutely nothing in comparison to this. And these nuggets actually got us through the hard times. And believe you me, we had a lot of hard times. It started in the first week when our auto navigation started to play up on us. In the second week, we had power issues. And then it just continued. We had a broken steering line, which was attached to the rudder. And our oar plates got damaged one by one. Not to forget, our water maker, which provided us fresh water, broke down on us too. That meant we'd have to hand pump the rest of the way if we didn't get it repaired. But luckily we did. We hacked the system, and in 24 hours, we had a working water maker. We'd look into the sky with despair, and sometimes we'd see clouds shaped as fists with middle fingers stuck up at us, thinking, what have we done to deserve this? Instead of those cute Disney-like characters we saw at the outset. What had we done to deserve this? And then it got from bad to worse. Our auto navigation totally broke down. It was about halfway into the journey, and that meant we'd had to hand steer the rest of the way, relying on the compass during the day and the stars at night. I had to break the news to my teammates. You could feel the despair and the resistance. The atmosphere just sunk. A teammate was considering to be rescued from the boat, but we knew that couldn't happen. But what do? I remained focused, knowing it's no point to control the uncontrollable, but to surrender to the new situation and enjoy the moment. Our new norm meant we traded in sleep and speed. It started to take its toll when tiredness started to kick in. And by this time, the sores on my bottom were exploding. So we were really looking forward to get to land. And about 54 days later, about 8 weeks, we saw a light. A polluted, hazy light in the distance, in the dark sky night. It was land. Antigua. We had made it. Amazing. Despite all the setbacks and having lost 7 kilos, we actually made it to the land. Fantastic feeling. Ecstatic to see our loved ones. But at the same time, saying goodbye to the ocean that had taught me so much. It taught me how pure and natural our planet is. Living so close to nature meant everything was magnified. Every change in the waves, in the sky, from dawn to dusk and dusk to dawn, the colors of the water was simply magnified. And I take that magnified glass with me in everything I do to prove what a wonderful planet we live in. And we as beings, I was amazed to learn how much our body can actually take. We are like computers and robots, self-learning ones, not the ones that you see in Star Wars, but we can really train our bodies and our minds if we want to. If you allow your minds to do so, we can do much more than we think. And finally, it taught me about gratitude. Gratitude to make this decision, and for 2 great charities. It's in our hands to make this decision for adventure. It doesn't have to be big, it can be small, going left and right at any turning that we want to create a feeling of free spirit and learning from it. We all have that opportunity. Most of you have that opportunity. Many people don't. We shouldn't take it for granted. But most of you do have that opportunity. So, go out there. Use it. Because after all, adventure is our biggest teacher and inspirator. Thank you.